Today on the channel then, I'm bringing you another roundup of deals, once again with 10 titles all priced under $5, and as usual I'll have the prices for both the US and Canada, as well as UK, Australia and Europe at the top of the screen. A big Team 17 sale going on at the moment though, so we have quite a few entries from them in this list, but a solid selection nonetheless. So drop a like, subscribe for more Switch content, and let's get started. So kicking things off with the first of several Team 17 titles, Crown Trick is a beautifully animated roguelike RPG focused around turn-based combat and strategic use of skills and items, and like the classics, the game has you moving through a grid-based labyrinth of rooms, with its procedurally generated encounters offering a different experience each time you play. Being a turn-based game though, enemies only move when you do, allowing you to strategically plan out your attacks to avoid traps and leverage the game's element system, a system which allows you to gain the upper hand by setting pools of oil alight or electrifying patches of water. Adding to the variety, there's also a huge number of skills, items and relics in the game, allowing for a wide assortment of builds, and the unique familiar system allows you to harness your enemy's skills after defeating them in combat, but a solid roguelike through and through, and definitely worth a play. Rogue Heroes Rings of Tasos is our next entry, a top-down adventure game inspired by the Zelda franchise, which sees you and up to 3 other players venturing out into the world of Tasos to take down evil titans, but the game offers up an assortment of classes for you to play as, each with their own unique abilities. Like the classic Zelda games though, you have a large open world to explore and plenty of dungeons to delve into, filled with plenty of puzzles to solve, enemies to defeat and bosses to beat. But these dungeons are also procedurally generated, offering different layouts each time you enter them. In addition to the dungeons and exploration, you also have a town to restore, unlocking new equipment, skills and upgrades, and a final endless dungeon to test your might against. But it's a great time this one, especially with a group of players, and well worth giving a go. Now if you're looking for something to kick off a competitive party night with, then Fly Punch Boom is an anime-inspired fighter with over-the-top combat arenas packed with deadly environmental features and a combat system which incorporates rock-paper-scissors style quick-time events. Sounds like a weird one, but the objective in this one is of course to pummel your opponents into submission, or alternatively smash them in the face with a skyscraper and then crush them to death with a planet. It's insanely fast and hectic though, with you flying around the arenas like coked up Dragon Ball Z characters. The game features both a single player arcade mode and multiplayer modes for up to 4 players, as well as 2-player online mode, but it's a uniquely different fighter and somewhat of a hidden gem in my opinion. The Escapists 2 is up next, and this one is a sandbox prison sim in which you're tasked with breaking out of the toughest prisons in the world, following the daily routines of a prisoner like attending roll calls and doing daily jobs, while simultaneously plotting your escape. Each prison in the game though brings with them their own unique layouts, challenges and opportunities as you steal resources to craft tools, map out the vent systems, identify weaknesses and finally execute the perfect prison break. But it won't be easy, with the guards and other prison goers being the least of your worries. The game features a brand new combat system to spice up those prison brawls, local 2-player multiplayer allowing you to work with or against your partner, and 4-player online multiplayer for a true co-op prison break experience. Knights and Guns Deluxe Edition is our next game, and it's an action shooter inspired in part by the classic Buster Bros games, but with medieval knights, hordes of mutants, aliens and undead, and an arsenal of overpowered weaponry. Its gameplay though follows a similar format, with you shooting upwards at enemies as they hop back and forth across the screen or float around above you, and things can get pretty hectic as they split apart, forming even more enemies, and you snag power-ups and activate special abilities just to keep on top of things. But each level in the game presents its own unique challenges, with handcrafted layouts providing plenty of variety and a wide assortment of traps, environmental hazards and enemies to contend with. The game features over 150 stages, with you working your way across a non-linear world map filled with alternative routes and secrets to unlock, and you'll be unlocking new weapons and equipment as you progress to improve your night, but the best experience can be had with its 2-player co-op mode. A solid little title though, and this Deluxe edition also includes a powerful DLC armor pack. One for all you anime fans next then, with One Piece Unlimited World Red, an action-adventure game set in the One Piece universe, featuring a game-exclusive scenario, but one which apparently takes influence from the events in the series, and is best experienced by those familiar with it. The game though is an upgraded port of the 2014 Wii U title, and its gameplay revolves around questing and combat, with plenty of cutscenes delivering the storyline, but its core gameplay loop has you forming a team before heading out on your adventures, and combat is beat 'em up inspired, with you able to switch between characters on the fly, and each of them having their own special abilities and playstyles. From what I hear, things can get a little bit repetitive with this one, but the game also has drop-in drop-out 2-player co-op, and to break things up a little, you'll also get to upgrade your hub town to unlock new items and quest lines. But overall, it's a fun one to kick back with, and a decent enough entry for fans of the series. So Post Void is up next, and if you're looking for something to get the blood pumping and the mind racing, this one's sure to do the trick. It's an arcade first-person shooter with acid trip visuals and hyper-fast gameplay demanding every ounce of your attention, as you blast your way through procedurally generated levels, killing enemies to keep your health topped up, and escape to the next level in an attempt to reach the end of the void in a single run. As I explained in my review of the game, it's essentially Hotline Miami meets Wolfenstein, but it's all about going fast, as your health will constantly drain and one wrong move can end your run. But its gameplay is reminiscent of classic shooters of the 90s, with a few modern touches such as dodge slides and a temporary upgrade system between levels. It's hard as nails, incredibly addictive, and a fantastic high score chaser for those able to keep up with both its pace and its eye-blistering visuals. So if you're still itching for some more high score chasing action, then Ghost Grab 3000 is a fantastic little arcade title from solo developer Matt Glanville. The mechanics in this one though have you latching onto enemies with your grappling beam and then linking up additional enemies with it to create as big a chain as possible before detonating them. The bigger the chain, the higher the score multiplier. While things start off relatively tame with this one, they quickly ramp up with the endless waves of enemies thrown at you, eventually resulting in a kind of bullet hell scenario. But the game's power-ups provide screen-wide AoEs and speed boosts to keep you alive, and unlockable robot mods offer improvements to your abilities and stats. It's super simple, but hella addictive, and aside from its gameplay, the online leaderboards offer plenty of reasons to keep on playing. Our penultimate deal today then is going to be A Juggler's Tale, a cinematic puzzle platformer in which Abby the marionette makes a bid for freedom, traversing through a medieval landscape, evading her captors and solving puzzles along the way. It's a relatively casual platformer game with some minor combat and stealth elements to it, but the unique puppet show aesthetics feed cleverly into gameplay, with your puppet strings utilised creatively in the puzzling mechanics as you work them around obstructions and use them to swing across gaps. But the game's atmosphere and narrative are what really drive this one, with its beautifully grim landscapes and a charismatic narrator talking you through the tale. A really well put together platformer this one though, with a thought-provoking storyline and some solid puzzling mechanics to boot. Rounding off today's list then, we have Far Lone Sails, a vehicle-oriented adventure game which sees you travelling across a vast and barren dried out seabed following the trails of a once thriving civilization. Throughout your journey though, you'll encounter the relics and buildings of times past and slowly uncover the story of a civilization on the run, but the desolate landscape presents numerous obstacles and hazards, both natural and man-made, and there are some minor puzzle solving mechanics thrown into the mix as you work out how to pass these and scavenge for materials to fuel your mechanical contraption and keep it rolling onwards. It's a relatively short game, clocking in at around the 2 to 3 hour mark, and your time will be spent alone, but its atmosphere and music definitely make it a memorable journey, and it's well worth picking up, especially at its current discounted price. And that, my friends, just about does it for this week's roundup of deals. So what did you think? Anything you'll be picking up? Let me know down in the comments below, and don't forget to share your own top deals for everyone else to see. I'll be back next week though with another lineup of deals and perhaps even another eShop gift card giveaway, so be sure to subscribe to be notified when that one goes live. But for now, drop a like if this one helped you out, and as always, take care of yourselves and game on.